Hi guys, good evening and welcome to Gradeup once again. My name is Harshmeet Singh and I welcome you all to the next class of this important series in which I discuss important terms related to the UPSC. नमस्कार, आप सबका एक बार फिर से ग्रेडअप में स्वागत है। मेरा नाम है हर्षमीत सिंह। आज की क्लास में हम डिस्कस करने वाले हैं एक और इम्पॉर्टेंट टर्म यूपीएससी से जुड़ा हुआ। आज का टर्म होने वाला है International Court of Justice. International Court of Justice is going to be our topic. As you know, every Monday to Friday at 5 p.m. I come online to discuss with you some important terms from all different subjects related to the UPSC preparation. Today's term is from International Relations. The term that we have taken today is International Court of Justice. Good afternoon and good evening to all of you, those who have joined in. Hi Shivangi, good evening. Good evening Shikha, good evening Tabassum, good evening Gayatri. I would like to remind you this session is going live at two places. This session is going live on YouTube, also on the Gradeup IAS YouTube channel. If you're watching it there, please do like it. If you're watching this on the Gradeup app, I welcome you there as well. Now, without waiting any further, let's begin and see what do we have at our hands. We have the ICJ, that is the International Court of Justice, a body that we all talk about, a body that is in the news for various reasons. It is a part of the United Nations. So it was established with the United Nations Charter in 1945 itself. It is basically the principal judicial arm of the UN. The other interesting part is it is the only UN organization, or it is the only principal UN organization which is not located in New York. Where is it located? It's located in the Netherlands. So it's not located in New York, it's located in the Netherlands. And it mainly is given the responsibility to settle legal disputes between states and give advisory opinion also in accordance with international law. Similar to our Supreme Court, if you remember, also has advisory jurisdiction. The President of India can ask for certain advice in law matters from the Supreme Court. Similarly, the ICJ also can give certain legal advice to the UN organs whenever it is called upon to do so. The court has 15 judges having a 9-year term. They are elected by the United Nations General Assembly and the Security Council. So the election is very interesting. First, the Assembly votes on it, then the Council votes on it separately. In both these voting, the judge must get a majority in order to be elected. So if the judge wants to be elected, the judge needs to get a majority in both the organs. If the judge gets a majority only on one organ, not in the other organ, then the voting will continue to happen. As long as or till the time that the judge does not get majority in both the houses, the judge will not be elected. Hi Tabassum. Manish, you should have joined 2 minutes earlier, beta. ICJ, please open your eyes and see this. This is ICJ. Okay. So the judge has the court has 15 judges, each having a 9-year term. In order to be elected, the judge must get a majority in both these particular organs. So just like the Rajya Sabha, continuity is maintained here also, meaning that every 3 years, after all 3 years, 1/3 judges are retired. So after 3 years, 1/3 judges change, and then again after 3 years, 1/3 judges change, meaning that after every 3 years, we have 5 new judges. So that all the judges are not removed all of a sudden, there is continuity maintained. There are 2 official languages of the court, that is English and French. Okay. Now, these 15 judges also come from specific areas which are well defined. 3 judges will always be from Africa. 2 judges will always be from Latin America, that is South America, and the Caribbean, that is Central American small islands. 3 will always be from Asia. 5 will always be from Western Europe and other states, and 2 will always be from Eastern Europe. These other states would include Australia also. These other states would include US also, New Zealand, those kind of things. So the 15 judges, their composition is always fixed, so that we have representation in the ICJ from all parts of the world and not from one single part. The important part is when someone becomes a judge in the ICJ, the judges are not representing their governments. They are independent judges and they have to make a declaration that they will work in the court independent of their government, independent of what their country wants. These judges are responsible to the UN and not to their countries. The removal process for a judge is very straightforward, simple. If all the other judges think, out of the 15, if 14 judges think that one judge is not working properly, he or she is not independent, they are not fulfilling the required condition, then that judge will be removed. So in order to remove one judge, all the other judges must be of the view that something is wrong and the judge is not working properly, then that judge will be removed. This has never happened so far. In the history of the ICJ, this has never happened so far. These have been the Indian judges in the court. Dalbir Bhandari, who has been a judge in the court since 27th April 2012. Raghurandan Sarup Pathak only for a couple of years, then he passed away. Nagendra Singh, Sir Benegal Rao, Sir B.N. Rao also. So there have been multiple people who have been in the ICJ from the Indian side. Hello Priya, good evening. Now, the ICJ, as you know, acts as the court of the entire world. It settles legal disputes between states and it also settles or gives advisory opinion to the UN organs. If the UN organs ask for any advice, they are given their opinion by the court. Also, whatever the court says, now you cannot challenge it anyway. The judgment is final and binding on the parties without any appeal. The problem, however, is the implementation part. Although whatever the judges say, you cannot challenge it. It cannot be challenged. The problem is that implementation does not really happen. Most of the countries don't implement it because there is no implementation procedure. ICJ will make sure that the decision is given in an unbiased manner. Ideally, on paper, it is the responsibility of Security Council to make sure that the decisions are implemented. So once the decisions come in, it is the Security Council that has to make sure that the decisions are implemented. But in reality, you will hardly see any country implementing that decision. No, Gayatri, there is no punishment involved if a country does not abide by the or does not implement the decision. Many countries in the past have failed to implement the decisions. Advisory opinion of the court can only be asked by UN organs. Only UN organs and UN agencies can ask for advisory opinion of the court, not anyone else. For example, you can't go to court for any advice. The government cannot go to court for any advice. The advisory opinion of the court is only and only open to the UN principal organs and the UN agencies only. Now, there are a lot of limitations attached to it. As I said, number one, the material resources, the resources given to the court are not enough. So they don't have a lot of money. They can't conduct a very thorough inquiry. Manish, what do you mean by what type of judges, bache? What are the different type of judges? First tell me, what do you think are different types of judges, and I can tell you what type of judges are there. Second, it is not a criminal court. Since it is not a criminal court, it cannot go into matters related to war crimes. If there have, for example, what is happening in Myanmar, if Myanmar army is killing people in Myanmar, those are not the kind of cases that can come to ICJ because ICJ is not a criminal court. Then, apart from this, they don't have specific expertise. For example, we have tribunals such as International Tribunal for Law of the Sea, which are specialist tribunals. But in this case, we don't really have any specialist expertise. I think their salaries are paid by the UN fund. UN gets donations from the countries across the world. This is from where the salaries are also paid. The court is also not a Supreme Court to which the nationals can turn. Basically, an individual cannot go to the court. If you think that you have a problem against your own government, doesn't mean that you can go to the court against the government of India. You can't go to the court saying, "Bhai, my life is in danger, please save me." Individuals can't go to the court. Individuals can only hear a matter when requested to do so by one or more states. They cannot deal with the matter by themselves. So they cannot deal with the matter suo moto. Suo moto means by itself. They cannot take up any case by themselves. They will have to wait for the states to bring the case. Also, they have jurisdiction based on consent, means only when the parties, only when the countries agree that yes, we want to get this case to you, only then they can hear the case. Otherwise they cannot forcefully hear any case even if something wrong is happening. The most important and unfortunate part is permanent members of Security Council can even use veto in this case. So if they give a decision, for example, which is against the US, which is against a permanent member, they can still use veto. So by using veto, the problem is once the veto is used, the other people or the other party does not really have any last resort left. And this brings us to an end. Simple, short, as I've always been telling you, the 5 p.m. class for important terms will always be just 10 to 15 days. So you should join every single day to learn and revise something new. This brings us to the end of the topic, but just to remind you very quickly that number of days that are left are ticking by. Gayatri, there is no retirement age for these judges. If you are planning to prepare for the IAS 2021 or 2022 examination, make sure that you join the Gradeup Super subscription service. It's running a 45% discount for last few days. Use the code mantra45 to make sure that you get this subscription. You can choose your plan from 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 24 months, whatever plan suits you best. Apply the coupon code, make the payment, and you will become a Gradeup Super member. As a Gradeup Super member, this is what you will get. You will get access to all the running courses. Yes, Neha, you were late. The 5 p.m. class hardly lasts 10 to 12 minutes, man. I'm sorry. You will get structured study plan. You will get expert faculty, the best of study material, mock tests, and a lot more if you become a Gradeup Super subscriber. These are the faculty members. I am sure you would have attended many of their classes. This is me, Harshmeet Singh. I teach polity and governance to all batches at Gradeup. You would have attended other people's classes also. All of them are experts at mentoring students of different fields. All these are faculties that take a lot of sessions on YouTube and on the Gradeup app as well. We are also on Telegram. Just search for Gradeup IAS preparation on Telegram. You will be able to join the channel. We upload study material and short notes on the channel regularly. Thank you, Tabassum. Manish, please make sure come on time and you will be able to take that. Okay. Thank you so much for joining me, guys. I will end the class here. Do join me from Monday to Friday again at 5 p.m. sharp. Okay, when Manish is requesting, he came late, so he wants to take the screenshot. Manish, doing it for the last time, I will not do it again. This was the first page. You can take a screenshot. This was the second page. I'll just show you 2 more pages. Shweta, this is a daily class from Monday to Friday. This was the 3rd page. And I'll show you 1 more. This was the 4th page. Okay. Praveen, the judges can themselves give their candidature, then the General Assembly and the Council has to vote. Once both of them vote, that is how the judges are elected. Okay. This brings us to the end of the class, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Do join me tomorrow as well with our next important topic. Tomorrow's topic at 5 p.m. will be, let me see what tomorrow's topic is. Tomorrow's topic is important environmental treaties. So again, make sure that you come back again. We'll be discussing important environmental treaties tomorrow. Bye bye, guys. Take care. Have a good day ahead.